So in this workshop, you are going to learn the principles. Can you say the principles? The principles that will position you to adapt and thrive in the uncertain world. I want you to talk to yourself. In this workshop, I am going to learn the principles that will position me to adapt and thrive in uncertain world. Yes, this is what we are going to see. It is no longer what used to be. The world has changed. It's no longer business as usual. It's no longer if I can just make first class. It's no longer if I can just study this course. You can study any course you want to study and still be frustrated. There's no career, there's no course that I have not seen someone who is frustrated in that position, in that particular career. So right now, we are moving further, making serious progress. We are going to learn the 3 career principles for adapting and thriving in uncertain world. So I've shown you a little picture of the uncertainty in the world. And I'm now going to lead you through the principles that if you abide by it, even in your choice of career and in your personal development, this is going to help you to adapt and strive in this uncertain world. So I want you to pay more attention. Now, pay more attention. Let's look at the first one. The first principle is about choice. Can you say choice? Choice. So the first principle covers the choice of career. How are you supposed to choose a career? That is where the first principle surrounds. And I said, for you to survive and strive in this uncertain world, choose a career to find meaning in your life, not just to earn income. Can you read that? Look at the screen and read it.
Choose a career to find meaning in your life, not just to earn income.
Again.
Choose a career to find meaning in your life, not just to earn income.
Okay, so do it like this. Principle number 1. Then you now call the principle. Read the principle. All right. Life is the very essence of the principle. It is the purpose one was born, and it is the impact one should make in life. So when we talk about the essence of life, or the as you answer, just answer yourself now. Answer the person. Listen to the person's answer. Yes, I'm going to call you students to tell me what you discussed with. So again, ask the person seated beside you. Why are you alive? Okay, so answer. Bring the mic. Two students. One from this school. They came. Okay, which school came first? Okay, modern secondary school. Then seconded by Chidubek International School. So one student from Chidubek, one student from modern secondary school. Come and tell us, why are you alive? One student from here.
I am alive because God made me alive to be alive.
All right, you are alive because God made you alive.
To be alive.
I like to complete God's purpose for me in life.
What is that God's purpose for you?
To be a pharmacist.
To be a pharmacist. A cleaner. You see now you laugh. If everybody is just a pharmacist, who is going to be a cleaner? Employed in companies. Hello? You think that God is not wise? Don't you think that God rated somebody to be a cleaner? You don't know. Cleaning falls under the category of job called service. Service. And it is even a spiritual gift if you are a Christian. If you read Romans chapter 8, Romans chapter 12, not Romans chapter 6. If you read Romans chapter 12, from verse 6 to 8, you see some gift. And serving is one of it. And cleaning is part of service. So it is people's calling. Do you understand? Those people that clean church, some of them do it with passion. Some of them, they do it well. It is their calling, it is their purpose. Okay, so pharmacists, thank you. Chiduban.
My life because I believe that God will tell me for a reason. I want to be.
What is that reason? That reason is what we are looking for.
The reason is that God will tell me to be a winner.
A winner, a soul winner. What winner? Winning in football or in boxing or what? In class, debate. You know, some people believe they have a God of winning in class debate. Winning in what? I agree with you that you can be called to be a winner, but winning in what? Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yes, the winner. And the one that is alive. From modern school, just appreciate all of them. Okay, now, in this segment, pay attention. I'm going to show you how you can actually find what God created you to do. And then look for a career that is in line with it. Because to be honest with you, one of the surest ways to adapt and thrive in a certain world is to look for a career that does not just give you income, but gives you sense of purpose, gives you meaning. Meaning is, why are you alive? I'm here for something. I'm here to do this, I'm here to do that. So if your career is empowering you to achieve that, you can try anyway. You can adapt to any situation. Do you understand this? Do you understand it? People have been choosing career, ignoring the most important part, which is why God created them. You should be questioning things. You should be asking questions. Why am I even alive? Why is it that I've been celebrating birthdays for a period of years now, and I'm still alive? For what? Is it just to come to school and sit down, wear nice uniform? Thank God for this secondary schools, they selected their uniform very well. Very nice, very interesting, appealing. But is that why you are alive on earth? So when you choose your career and ignore the reason God created you, it becomes a problem. You can just be doing your career to make income. And let me tell you, in case you don't know, people spend so much time of their life in career. People spend so much time. Think of a professor. Now, when you think of a professor, think of someone who passed through nursery school, moved down to primary school, moved down to secondary school, then enter university, study a particular course. Depending on the course, the number of years is determined. Maybe some 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, like medicine and other related, medicine. And in between the 7 years, you may be doing other things. You may go for industrial attachment, you may go for houseband, you may do other things that still prolong your time. Then think of a professor like that. Then after, the professor now go and do masters and do PhD. Do you understand? Do PhD. And then in between, maybe he's writing, if he's working as an academic staff, of course, he's working as an academic staff. He's writing papers, he's making publications, writing textbooks, organizing conferences, attending workshops. This is what he's doing. How many years now? You say 6. So now, in the academic work, they start promoting him. Maybe they employ him as lecturer too, with PhD or assistant lecturer with masters. So they start promoting him from there. 3 years promotion. All things being equal. That is, if the professor is writing papers enough and then attending conferences enough, so the promotion can be coming every 3 years. Then it's working and it's moving from assistant lecturer to lecturer 2, from lecturer 2 to lecturer 1, from lecturer 1 to senior lecturer, from senior lecturer to associate professor, and then finally a professor. The movement is not done in yearly basis, at least minimum of 3 years, all things being equal. The 3 years is not actually 3 years because assessment period is included. Do you understand? So by the time they announce the person a professor, what is the length of time the person has spent in his career? And that may not even be the end of his life. He may be working as a professor for 20 years before he dies, 30 years. Don't you think that he has spent, should I say, 70 to 80% of his life in his career? You don't think that? Hello? Now, if someone has spent 70% to 80% of his life in his career, and then this career is not connected to the reason why God created him, what percentage of his life will now go into what God created him to do? 30 or 20? Is that enough for you to achieve your purpose in life? Are you getting what I'm saying? Don't you think that if you discover the career that is in line with the reason of your existence, and then as you are developing yourself in that career, you are developing yourself in your purpose, don't you think that's the best? You don't think so? Respond now. I told you the response can be yes and it can be no. It mustn't be yes every time. You are entitled to your opinion. Is that okay? So you must have spent so much time. You can do this analysis in any other career. It still boils down to the same thing. People spend so much time of their lives in their career, and it is deadly if the career cannot empower them to do the purpose of God for their lives. And the unfortunate thing is that some people ignore what purpose is, the meaning of life, and just focus on the career, make name in the career, and fail in the purpose. I don't think you should continue in that lane unless you choose to continue. Do you choose to continue in that lane? I want to hear no or yes. Do you choose to continue in that lane? No. All right. So let's move on. When your career gives you a sense of purpose or meaning, you can adapt and try in a certain world. In this case, take note of what I'm going to say now. In this case, career is not necessarily the course you want to study in the university, but the impact you want to make in life. Hello? Hello? I know many of you have attended career workshops before. Some schools organize a career workshop, career whatever. You've attended. So I'm now telling you that your career, if you have a sense of purpose, your career is not necessarily the course you study in the university, but the impact that you want to make. So what you should choose first, before you choose a career, is what? The impact you want to make. Hello? The impact you want to make in life.
On top of that table, that place where
when you have chosen the impact you want to make in life, you now look for the course of study that can empower you to make that impact. That's how life is meant to be. So, like I said, I'm talking to everyone student, so I believe you've not made your decision yet. You have to think of what I'm saying. Discover the impact. That is the essence of your life. First, and then look for a course of study that can equip you or empower you to fulfill that thing. If you now go to university, you are not just going like someone who doesn't know left from right, but you are going there to be empowered, to be equipped to make a certain impact in life. That's what university education is supposed to be. Unfortunately, a lot of people have wasted their university education. Sorry to use that word, wasted. Though no knowledge is a waste, yeah, they can still use it maybe to learn how to communicate and do some other things. But in terms of that course, empowering them to do what they're supposed to do in life, it is not. But for you, You are going to learn to discover your impacts. The impacts you want to make, the lives that you want to change, and then look for a course that can now prepare you and empower you to make that impact. Are you tired? The easiest way to transform the society is to transform the people. Do you know? Hello? Do you know? And even the people, it's not the elderly, the youth. Because it is assumed that the elderly have limited time to live. So to change the society, to change the youth, help them to file up in the right direction. Help them to file up in the right direction. So when that is done, the society is changing. But I want you to say, assuming you have this as a burden in your heart, you do not like the way things are in Nigeria, and you don't want to complain. You see how people are messing up their lives. You see how people are practicing immoral acts, things that are not lawful. People are lawless in the society, and you wish the society is not like this. And you want to change. That becomes your impact you want to make. And you discover that God is sending you to come and change things. If you establish that in your heart, the next thing is for you to start looking for which course can empower me to do this. So who can give me an idea which course can empower you to do this if the illustration I gave is your passion, is your purpose? What course can empower you to do that? Political science? Okay. Any other person? Political science? Okay. Yes? Mass communication. Okay. Assuming I have time, I want you to explain how those courses will empower you to. But no problem, because we don't have time. So nobody is saying counseling. Nobody is saying counseling. Nobody is saying social work. Eh? You are not aware of those courses. Hello? Why do you think I'm carrying you here? Don't you think that I'm trying to transform people? So what I'm saying is, before you go into, I want to study medicine, first ask yourself, what do I want to do? What will my life be like? What am I supposed to do? What problem am I here to solve? When you discover that one, now ask, okay, can this medicine empower me to do this? So like someone that mentioned political science, fine. Maybe if you study political science, that's what you mentioned. You study political science, and then you have the passion to change the society. Maybe the idea there is that you want to learn more about how the government, the nation is being run, laws, and then politics, things like that. And then be fully equipped to do this work. Is that what you think? All right. If that is what you think, it can help. So the next question now is, how do you find that career that gives you meaning? Sorry, how do you find that meaning of your life? Or find a career that gives you meaning of life or a sense of purpose? You know, I threw that question open and only a few persons were able to speak. So I know the problem here is how you can find that career that can give you meaning. So we have 3 ways. I'm just going to tell you the 3 ways that can help you to find a career that is connected to your meaning of life. Is that okay? Will that be helpful? Yes. Don't just be writing. You know, you should be writing important points. Don't copy the whole slides. Hello? If you pay attention to me, you may even get something more personal to you. You know, some of you, you may realize the course you're supposed to study in this workshop as we are talking. But what that means is you need to follow, you need to pay attention to what we are saying. So don't just copy the whole slide. I'm not saying you should not write, but try to write important points. Is that okay? Pay attention to what I'm saying. Alright, so let's look at the 3 ways to find a career that gives you meaning and a sense of purpose. Number one is discover and follow your genuine passion. Can you read that?
Discover and follow your genuine passion.
Again.
Discover and follow your genuine passion.
Now, what I mean by genuine passion is a strong desire, hunger, thirst, or craving to bring a positive change in a particular area of life. So that strong thing in you to bring a positive change in a particular area of life is what I refer to as passion. Is that okay? So I want you to think now. Listen to me and look at me. Look at me. Look at me. I want you to think. Is there any aspect of life that is bothering you and you really want to bring a change if given opportunity? Is there anything like that? Or are you too young to start thinking, to start discovering the problems in the society and start wishing this one is not like this? So I'm going to take feedback now from one or two persons that has something bothering him or her. So think, before you even came here, is there anything, any particular area of life that you feel strongly to change?
How the world looks like.
The whole world.
Yes.
You want to change it?
No, like through preaching.
Preaching.
Yes.
Are you a preacher?
No.
You want to bring people to Christ?
Yes.
Wow, that's powerful. So it's a good passion. So you want many people to hear the gospel in your class, the whole of the world. So you begin first from Jerusalem. You know that is always the starting point now. Jerusalem to where? Judea to where? Samaria. Before the outermost part of the world. But it's a good one. Okay, so what do you want to change? I mean, you have strong passion, not just you can tolerate it. I mean, this one is burning your heart, and you wish you have the power to change it.
I want to bring the
Cancer. So because he lost a close person on cancer, he now decided to sponsor research and started a foundation and he's giving people money to do research only to discover solutions to cancer. So they don't need money for any other thing, except you write to them that you want to treat people of cancer, investigate drugs, and they give you money. So it's a serious service, it's a serious passion. Okay.
I have the passion to make the world
A better place. It's broad. It's broad. You know, you have to narrow your passion to something that is achievable. I know the world is going to be a better place by the effort of everybody, but you in particular, what contribution are you planning to make towards making the world a better place?
Because the rate at which education is being neglected is getting much.
So you do not like the state of affairs in the education sector, and you want to change things.
Yes, the way you talk about things, the values of education, that takes schools is time. People think making money is the best solution to everything.
People,
everyone, you talk nowadays thinks that making money is the best solution to everything.
okay, so you want to re-educate their mind and redirect their focus to discover purpose, to solve problems, not just to make money. So we are together. Thank you. All right, move to, please, enter this. Let's take you from here so that we can move on.
On the disadvantages of drug abuse.
Okay, so when you see people abusing drugs, it gives you concern. Is that what you are saying?
Yes.
Any drug abuse, you see someone drinking, some stuff, smoking, doing all that, it gives you concern. It burns your heart.
And also telling people the dangers of taking like drugs.
Okay, so the main passion there is that you thing, you want to stop it.
Yes.
Thank you. It's a serious one. Okay, the last one now.
What I want to change is corruption in Nigeria.
Eh?
Corruption in Nigeria.
Corruption. Wow. That is a serious one. So, how do you intend to do it? Please give him the mic. It looks so serious.
How I intend to do it is having people who, like, in the area of the army and military and so forth, because things that happen now before they go to attack a particular place, there will be somebody within there
Okay.
who can report to the people who they are attacking and tell them that this so and so person, people are coming to attack them, so they ambush them and massacre them.
I want to believe that as you grow up with this passion to stop corruption, that you'll be getting better strategy to use. But what I want to strongly encourage you is to all of you now, not just me. You can take the mic. Thank you. Not just him, all of you. That passion. Hello? Is it a good advice? Just write it down somewhere and think about it. Be thinking about it. Be thinking about it. If possible, be praying about it. Okay, let's move on. So, passion is that strong desire to bring a change, and it is also a desire to produce something. Like someone said, she wants to produce cancer drugs. Yeah, am I right? Yes. So it can be a desire to produce something, and it can also be a way of doing a particular work that will bring self-fulfillment. So you can have a passion to do a particular work so that you have what we call self-fulfillment. So, but just know that passion is strong. It's not a light something. Like today, you say, I don't like this corruption. Tomorrow, you say, when I see people drinking, I don't like it. You know, you'll be changing, it means you are yet to discover a strong passion. Strong passion, let me give you some indices. Strong passion is that whenever they mention it, whenever you see the problem, it bothers you. You feel bad about it. Do you understand? You wish something can just be done to change, but not a negative thing anyway, positive thing. Let me bring a balance, because people have passions that are negative. Do you know? Hello? Don't you think that someone that carry bomb and enter plane and realize that he will die, if he release the bomb, he's going to die. But because of passion, he enters plane and release the bomb, and people die, he follow and die. Don't you think that that person has passion? Don't you think that that person has passion? The person has passion, but just that it is a negative passion. So we have the positive passion and we have the negative one. Do you understand? So the one we are discussing here, which I want you to discover, is what? The positive one. And the positive passion is connected to the positive change that we want to bring in the society. It's not just the passion. Me, I have passion for this, but it is connected to a change in the society that we want to bring. And it is connected to impact that we want to make. Alright. So I think I've done this quick test. What are you so passionate about that if given opportunity to do just one thing to change lives, you will do, even with little or no pay? For the person that said she wants to produce medicine, stand up. Sorry, she wants to produce cancer drugs, stand up. Now, this cancer drugs, do you want to produce it because you feel you can make more money from it? It is expensive. I need the answer. You feel if you are the only person producing cancer drugs in Nigeria, your company will make so much money. Is that right? Okay, another question. Do you want to produce these cancer drugs because you believe if you produce cancer drugs, you are going to become popular. You are going to become famous. People will be talking about you all over the world. Is that why you want to produce cancer drugs?
I might be popular, but the main
Okay, you want to be popular?
The main thing is that
No, forget the main thing. No. Forget the main thing. You want to be popular.
No, like it's not that I want to be popular.
Okay.
Just that the cancer, like the patient is bothering me and
Okay, bothers you. All right, thank you. Now let me tell you why I be popular. Their desire to be known, their desire to have much money. You know you can have passion for money, and we have people that have passion for money, and they pursue money left, right, and center. So they violate values and pursue money. So you can want to be a pharmacist just because you believe it is lucrative. You can open a pharmacy store. Nobody is going to stop you. You pay the necessary things and stock it and make much money. That can be a passion. But does it change anything? It doesn't change anything. So we are not discussing all those kinds of passions. Yes, it's good to be rich, it's good to make much money, but that is not what we are discussing. You have to create a balance. Okay. So if given you opportunity to do just one thing in life, let's assume life is a stage. You walk in here. Look at me. You walk in here. Let's assume this is life. Like you came in here and they say stand here and do just one thing. When you finish doing, go down. Just one thing. When you finish doing that one thing, go down. What would you do? If given opportunity, I'm not going to take paper now. What would you do if given opportunity to do just one thing? You know you look for the best thing in you to do. Do you understand? Are you with me? Are you distracted? Are you confused? Are you motivated? Are you excited? Are you bright? Are you happy? All right. So if given you opportunity to do just one thing, what would you do? That's your passion. That's most likely your passion. So if I call you now and say, oh yeah, come on this stage, do one thing, anything you like, but make sure what you do is the best. Some of you may dance, some of you may sing, some of you may jump, some of you may do other things. If you believe that is the best. So if you are thinking of passion, think like that. Say, if I'm to do just one thing in this life, what is that one thing? What am I passionate about? That in the midst of other things, I just prefer to do this one. That is your passion. Anybody following? All right. So, another case is this. What are the things you do not like? And if you have opportunity, you will change it. Some of you that are taking note, I'm actually expecting you to write down these questions and ponder on them as you go back. Yes, this is what you're supposed to write. So if given you chance to do one thing, what would you do? The second question now is, if you are given opportunity to bring a change, what is that change that you will bring? So the third question is, what usually provokes you to holy anger and stay up positive action? Not just to be angry, take note, but to have a holy anger and then to be stirred up for a positive action. What is that thing? What is that thing that usually provokes a holy anger? You know what a holy anger means?
No.
It is that passion that I'm talking about. You see this thing and then, okay, let's say you came here and you see the floor is messed up, and you are the type that likes things to be well kept. You like the floor to be kept nice. You know, some of you can see dirty things and pass. It doesn't bother you. But some of you can't see dirty things and pass. It bothers you. Do you understand what I'm saying? Some of you eat and throw away things anyhow on the road. But some of you, nobody's telling you don't throw it away, but you feel it is not proper to throw things away. In the class, you dirty the floor, dirty, you just walk, eat banana, drop it there, eat cannot, drink water, you know, this one, everywhere dirty. And it doesn't bother you, you are just comfortable. But you see this other person walking in here and seeing those things, what he's thinking about is how to change, clean this place, and how to make people to stop messing up the floor. Hello? To stop messing up the floor. Another person may see and laugh. It doesn't concern me. And laugh and pass. So the person that really has passion for cleaning this thing is that one that think of how to stop people from messing up the floor. Think of how to maybe pack the floor or pack the dirty things from the floor and then do something, maybe make a policy that can prevent people from dirtying the floor. That is the person that has discovered the passion I'm talking about. I hope we are together. Alright. So if your passion is your career, you will adapt and try in a certain world. Is that okay? If you can find your passion, and it happened that your passion is your career, you will strive and adapt in uncertain world. So that is the first thing you should do, to discover a career that, gives you meaning and sense of purpose. So when you are thinking of a career that gives you sense of meaning or purpose, think like this: what is that thing that if I have opportunity to do, just one thing I will do it? Think it. It may not be a particular course of study, but remember what I told you before now, that when you discover that thing, that impact you want to make, you now find a career that can, a course of study that can empower you to do it. And most times you may not find a particular course of study that can empower you to do it, but you may find training programs. Are we together? You may find training programs. So in that case, you can go and study any course you want to study, and then be getting those training programs so that you can be properly empowered to make the impact. All right.